they're good at what they do. They're good at the plumbing, the tiling, and that kind of thing. But what they maybe not very good at is the back office stuff. So they might not be aware they can negotiate the terms, and it's why we do actually educate our members with some of the workshops that we do and some of the education programs we put on for members and non-members. Is about teaching how to do. How to get paid quicker, how to sharpen up your payment practices, how to sharpen up your credit control. But again, businesses, if they have time out of the day to learn that kind of thing, it's time out of earning money for the smallest. So it's a hard balance for them. This is why it's such a problem.
We have standard terms at 30 days. Now, it is always difficult because we do come across these clients who say, oh no, we pay at 60 and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's really difficult to not have an argument with them. Exactly. You just want to have a conversation where you want to say to them, listen, it doesn't work for us. We can help you. But it's really difficult. And I'm not sure this is just a matter of education as to how, I can be trained to argue better for people to actually respect our terms, because there is really a bone of contention that, unfortunately, it's always going to be the big one who is going to win. We work in partnership with a factoring company, which is a competition to the banks. I do apologize. But the bank wasn't going to offer us any solutions when we needed to expand the business 6 years ago. So we turned to other providers. Now the banks are starting to do that. Actually, there are some banks who do factoring themselves. And when you do factoring, which is a little bit different from invoice discounting, you actually hand over your books and they do the chasing for you. So this is really nice because it saves an awful lot of time from your side. To do something else with. And it's something that probably more banks should be doing, even more so if we are more on the platforms and do everything a bit more remotely. And so you've got logs that are automatically saying to you, well, this invoice is due tomorrow. What do you want us to do with it? Or something a bit more automatic is probably would be a very good step forward with using technology. Absolutely.
Rob talked about education. That is a really difficult issue too, because there's so little time for education. I want the top end to get it as right as they possibly can. So I would love to talk to the chairs, because I honestly don't think that when you've got big companies, the chairs of big companies always know what the payment processes and procurement processes are within their organizations. Now, if I can get to talk to the chair of an organization, the chair calls the CEO calls the CFO, and somebody between them brings in the chair of the Audit, Risk and Assurance Committee. And then you've got the four most important people there around the table. And also, if payment practices and payment practice reporting were to become accountable to external audit, which is a suggestion that is on the books, then the external auditors would also be taking that into account. So I think that, there is a bigger picture. There's a part to be played all the way through, from the bigger guys right through. But I think it's the organizations in the middle that haven't spent the money and invested on their processes where a lot of the problems really sit, because actually it does take some of them 60 days. Which sounds ludicrous in this day and age when the technology is so good. But try going to your finance department and say, I want hundreds of thousands of pounds to update the investment in my payment processes so we can pay quicker. And that's a very difficult argument to have. So we really need to get it to the boards and say, come on, what's happening there? We got to get this right and got to get it better and quicker.